Today I'm going to talk to you about differentiated instruction and ways that teachers can use it to differentiate their content, the process, the products of the students, and the learning environment. Differentiated instruction is considered effective instruction that is responsive to the learning preferences, interests, and readiness of individual learners. It's best thought of as an organizational structure or framework for thinking about teaching and learning. It's when a teacher reaches out to an individual or a small group of students in an effort to give them the best possible learning experience. There are some general principles of differentiated instruction that you should know. One of them is flexible grouping. All of the following should be considered. Another is that choices are offered based on their learning needs. Choice is important because students need to be taught how to make their own choices. They need to have the opportunity to do so, and they need to be able to select the preferred conditions for their learning style. Respectful tasks should be given to students that are interesting and engaging. They should require the student to work at the end of their current readiness so that it pushes them but it's not too challenging. There should be a shared responsibility for learning. All students should have the opportunity to think, talk about, and identify their learning preferences and interests. On top of all of these principles, continual assessment is key to differentiating your instruction. You must always know where each student is at in their own personal learning process. Your students will have learning needs. These are student readiness, student interests, and student learning profile. Student readiness refers to their prior knowledge and what skills they may have, whether it's learning skills, work habits, or just experiences that they've had in the past. Student interest refers to the following. It could be anything from personal interests to social interests to career interests. A student's learning profile refers to their learning preferences. They may have environmental preferences, which have to do with their surroundings, or simply learning styles that change the way that they learn. There are 4 classroom elements that need to be considered when differentiating your instruction. They are content, process, products, and learning environment. There are a few ways to make content accessible to your students. Putting text on tape is a great way to make sure that everybody is caught up on material. You can also present it in auditory or visual means. Everyone processes differently, and here are some ways that it can be taken into consideration with your teaching. Students should be allowed to express their learning in different ways. Have them choose one way, and then maybe you could select another, and then compare the two to see their strengths and their weaknesses over time. The learning environment should have places for quiet work as well as collaborative learning. Routines should be set up for the students to follow for both of these situations. Changing a learning environment for a student could be something as simple as switching their chair to a ball to help them focus, or just letting them stand instead of sit. Here are some structures for differentiated instruction. Looking into all of these could be very beneficial to your teaching. I have also provided some instructional strategies with examples. Please take a moment to carefully look through the following. It is always good to have teams for problem solving. Professional learning communities are one of these teams. They ask 4 essential questions. A PLC may lead you to a response to intervention. This follows a structured model of problem identification, problem analysis, plan implementation, and problem evaluation.
But in the long run, there's still time to change the road.